Hi guys, this is Casual with the NerdHammer.net Battle Report. This is round 2 of the Colonial Not Quite a GT that I would just attended this weekend. This is round 2 against the Darkland Slayers. If you played in the Northeast, you may have seen this army, and it is absolutely phenomenal. It's Mike from Hell's Crucible, who is a gaming group close to ours that we always tussle in our local tournaments, and we always have a good time. They're a great group of guys, and so I finally get to play as Slayers. I've seen them for I don't know, 2 years now, and this is the first time I got to get matched up against them. I played Mike before, but it was with a high elf army. I remember the first tournament I ever went to in Harrisburg. I walked in, and this was the first army I saw, and I was just sold on tournaments. I mean, when you see it, it's just unbelievable. So deployment, on my right side, I got my beast. I got Papa Nurgle and Epidemius tucked in behind my beast. He has 2 cannons. I have 2 cannons. It's a cannon war. I gotta protect my guys the best I can. The only thing I could think of is putting the beast there. Tossing up their regen, maybe making a 3-up regen so that they have to kill a beast, or it'd be hard to kill a beast. I kind of have the feeling that I'm gonna lose with somebody. I'm gonna lose Epidemius. I'm gonna lose the Great Unclean One to cannons if my cannons mess up. So yeah, it's tough. It's always crazy playing Ogres because it's obviously 2 cannons versus 2 cannons. I have monsters that I need to keep alive, so there's a lot of counter battery fire. My big block of Plague Bearers, I got a single beast out in front of my Plague Drones, and my other cannon, and my Furies. The objective for this game is there are 3 tokens across the middle. You have to be within 6 inches of a token, and if you are and have the most wounds, you get victory points and bonus points, tournament points. So on his right side, my right side, his left, he has a unit of man-eaters who have poison and sniper. Oh man, poison and sniper. So I can't even if I take care of his cannons, I can't put Epidemius in his bunker and protect him from ballistic base shooting. Yeah, that's tough. I'm under no delusion that Epidemius is safe this game. In his center, he has a big block of Iron Guts. Well, not a big block. I would say medium-sized block of Iron Guts, and another medium-sized block of Iron Guts. He has 2 cannons tucked in here in the back. This little guy here, that is a Saber Tusk, and he has his level 4 of Heavens, his level 2 of Maw. He has his BSB with the Crown of Command right here, and I think that's it for his characters. Not 100% sure. So here's a close-up picture of his lines, and this army, again, is phenomenal. Sculpted mohawks on everybody, all the weapons he made from plastic card, and on top of it, he's a great painter with some awesome bases. I mean, completely insane custom army. It goes without saying that he won Best Painted in this tournament. Yeah, you don't win Best Painted when something like this shows up. Or anybody else wins Best Painted when something like this shows up. So, Demons win the first turn, and I push forward. Just keeping the ranges relatively long for him to charge out. I do want to get in combat, but I really want it to be on my terms and with my matchups. So I move the cannons around. I take a shot, and I do kill one of the Iron Blasters, so that's awesome. He's down a cannon, I'm up 1 cannon. I think I ended up taking an Iron Gut for my trope. No, actually, I went right past the Iron Gut with the 1 shot. So, yeah, that's awesome to get 1 cannon off the board. That makes Epidemius and the Great Unclean One a little bit safer. Turn 1 Slayers. He pushes up like he's not afraid, and everything's gonna come down to combat, of course, and he knows that I know it. So he's kind of letting me choose the matchup here on the left side, almost giving up those Iron Guts. Yeah. So shooting and cannon fire, Epidemius takes 3 wounds. He has 1 wound left. I put the Curse of the Leper on my Great Unclean One kind of foolishly. It bumped up his toughness to 9. I guess it wouldn't have really mattered for Epidemius, so I guess it was it was an okay play. I'm just using it as a deterrent so that, you know, his cannons, if I do roll a 3 on that Curse of Leper, you know, my Great Unclean One would be toughness 10, so, you know, he'd be wounded on a 4. And if he shot at me now, he's toughness 9, so he'd still be wounding me on a 3. So it's just trying to get a deterrent there. He'd have to go through a beast and get to him, but I think mainly those wounds came from the poison man-eaters shooting at him. Turn 2 demons. Yeah, I go ahead and make some charges here. I take the plague drones into his Iron Gut unit. I figure that I'm going to sacrifice the plague drones here. I also send the skull cannon in to, you know, those impact hits really do a number on the Iron Guts because it's that strength 6 and they get no saves. So I put my other single beast up here to chaff up this unit. I figure he'll have to at least spend 1 turn. These guys should hold at least 1 or 2 turns. He's going to have to spend 1 turn to get that chaff out of the way. And then if he does decide that he needs to come to the flank here, I'm going to have a counter with my my Plague Bearers. We're just kind of doing the dance. I want the Plague Bearers in against his Iron Gut unit with the characters. They can hold out for a while against them, and it'll give me enough time to get the Great Unclean One in there. I'm completely happy with putting the Great Unclean One in against Iron Guts and any character that Ogres have. With the Eternal Blade, it's giving me, you know, I'm swinging first, and he's hitting me on 6s in most cases. No, 5s. Iron Guts hit me on 6s. Characters will hit me on 5s. But if I can lower their weapon skill or anything, you know, that helps me out too. I'm still tentative with Papa Nurgle, or the Great Unclean One. So I have him behind my my beast there. So at least I'll have hard cover from the poison shots and, you know, the cannonball. Hopefully, you know, the beast can eat a cannonball. I feel like the Great Unclean One's a little out of position here. I think I should have centralized my beast a little bit. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that. I think if I could have centralized the beast, I could have got the Great Unclean One into combat a little quicker. Him just being out on the flanks, it's just giving him more opportunities to shoot at him. I fly the Furies around the back. Not really sure what I'm going to do with them. I have them back here just in case I need to chaff anything up again, or I'm going to threaten a Skull Cannon, you know, try to get that in combat and maybe waste a turn or two, or Iron Blaster. But then, of course, when I charge in and I absolutely need my 5-up ward save, I get -1 to my ward save from the Reign of Chaos, which is, you have to roll a 4 for that to happen, and of course I roll a 4. So after combat, it kind of hurt me. I lost the Plague Drone. He lost a decent amount of Iron Guts. The Skull Cannon came in and did 7 total impact hits, and at strength 6, you know, T4, I'll take that all day. That he doesn't get a save from it. So yeah, that really helped me putting a Skull Cannon in, but of course he was going to be steadfast with the reroll, which I kind of figured. I was just trying to buy myself some time, and yeah, do that. So Slayers turn 2. He does go into the single beast. That's smart. He chaffs up my Beast of Nurgle with one of his Saber Tusk, and over here he takes the Saber Tusk into my Furies, which I was like, man, I think, you know, I think I can win that. So we'll see. I think I could win that. We'll see how that goes. You can see, yeah, my Skull Cannon did take 3 wounds from this Iron Guts. That was a little unfortunate. That was in my turn. So, and Epidemius, I did slide him into his bunker last turn. Not that it matters because he has the sniper special rule, but, you know, what can you do? I realized that afterwards. But at least it makes the range longer, I guess. And I don't think it was a cannonball. It was actually man-eaters. He does kill Epidemius. So the tally's not really going to be into play. I guess it's better killing Epidemius than the Great Unclean One, because the Great Unclean One is the one that can do the most wounds. You know, I really don't need my Plague Bearers at strength 5 if, you know, the Great Unclean One's coming in and doing 6 or 7 wounds on his own. So yeah, it's unfortunate. There was nowhere to hide him. I really wanted his side of the table where I had where the building was, but yeah, nothing I could do. So Epi goes down. After combat here, I'm still at -1 ward save, and it shows. I lost my Skull Cannon, and I'm down to a Plague Drone with 2 wounds left. You know, he's using Heavens pretty well. He has Ice Shard, Harmonic Convergence, so yeah, he's doing buffs, and I'm trying to pick and choose what I don't want on. I think he let out with like toughness buff from Maw, and yeah, so I really have to pick and choose what I want to stop. And I really still don't know. I should look at Heavens a little closer and understand, what absolutely needs to be stopped. I mean, re-rolling ones, yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know. So after combat here, yeah, my Furies don't do any wounds, so I reform them to try to bring some more into the combat. And he ended up pushing his cannon back a little bit, backed up with the Man-Eaters, trying to get some range. Turn 3 Demons. I make a pretty decent charge. I think it's about 6 or 7, 8 maybe to get into the Iron Guts. I'm okay with this. The only problem is, and I should have realized that when these Furies didn't beat this Saber Cat, I shouldn't have charged this in. If I had these guys free to redirect these Iron Guts, I think it really could have helped me, because he's gonna kill this last drone on my turn, and then he's gonna get a flank charge. When this battle didn't go my way, I should have backed up with the Iron Guts. Hindsight's 2020, of course, or backed up from the Iron Guts. Hindsight, of course, is 2020. I do take the Beast into a Saber Cat. Got to get him out of the way. I'm going to reform and give myself some options. Either face the Man-Eaters, which I'm not real excited about going in with Beast, or I could maybe threaten that flank of the Iron Gut unit. So some tough decisions to make here, and that's the way it turns out. So after combat here, I reform the Beast as such, just so that if the cannon shoots, he's going to have to go through 2 Beasts to get the Papa Nurgle. Sorry for the blurry picture. So after combat here, he kills the final Plague Drone and reforms to face the flank of my Plague Bearers. I think the drones did pretty well overall in this combat. Had I had a 5 aboard, I think I would have been able to stick around at least another turn. But I did kill a lot of Iron Guts, so it was worth it. And my Plague Drones, losing them. I always have the feeling I'm going to lose that unit, but they just got to be effective for the time that they are on the table. After combat here, he didn't do too much to the Plague Drones. I mean, his Iron Guts are hitting me on 5s, and I have a 4-up regen, so he doesn't have flaming in there. His characters can do some wounds, but so it looked like that. I think I took an instability test. I think I lost this. I'm not 100% sure, but it's pretty close. Turn 3 Slayers. And he takes the Man-Eaters into the flank. He takes his other Iron Guts into the flank. This is a bad position to be if you're a Plague Bearer. He got around the building. We measured it. He absolutely could get in. So, yeah, that's tough. I really wasn't expecting the trap to collapse on them that bad. I'm just crossing my fingers now, hoping that they can stick around. He brings his other Saber Tusk over to chaff up my Beasts so they can't get into the flank of the rear of the Man-Eaters, which is a good move. I'm such a huge fan of Saber Tusk. For what they do for 20-some points is absolutely crucial to an Ogre army. And after combat. So a question came up when he killed as many as he did. I have 4 left. My BSB's gone, and my champion's still there. We didn't know if this unit here would stay engaged. Depending on how I pull these guys off, these guys are collapsing, but they're blocked here on this edge. This unit was blocked here on this edge. Now, I think what the rulebook says, and we didn't really have a lot of time to look it up, I think the rulebook says you're just supposed to fudge it in any way possible to keep the units engaged. That's kind of the way I wanted to play it, but he was like, well, I would really love to get the Man-Eaters out of combat, and so we went back and forth on it. I said, look, let's just roll off, 4, 5, 6, these Iron Guts will be out of combat, 1, 2, 3, we'll make it to Man-Eaters. So, it came 4, 5, 6, these guys out of combat. So the flank of the Man-Eaters are, threatened by the Great Unclean One. If anyone knows how this is played out, let me know. I didn't take a good look at the rulebook, but I think it even says, specifically, fudge it any way you can to keep those units in combat. And what I think should have happened is this unit should have been right here. But I'm not 100% sure. If anyone has any comments about it, post it, and let me know what you think. So that's how it looks after combat. He absolutely slaughtered those Plague Bearers. I'm just kind of happy that there's a few left just to keep them stuck in position for my turn. So turn 4 demons. I take Papa Nurgle into the flank of the Man-Eaters. That's pretty good for me, you know. I think Papa Nurgle can do pretty well against the Man-Eaters. I take the Beast of Nurgle into the other Saber Tusk. He's been keeping his Iron Blaster in the back here. We've been shooting back and forth, but nothing has happened. I haven't killed his Iron Blaster. He hasn't killed my Skull Cannon. So after combat, all the Plague Bearers die. I do pretty well against the Man-Eaters. I think I killed 3 here, and Papa Nurgle only took 1 wound. We actually got into another spirited debate about, you know, him being able to use the rank for this unit. But once those Plague Bearers die, and this is a rule, you can look it up in the book, we actually did. Once this unit dies, the wounds that this separate unit does count toward combat res, but anything else in that unit doesn't. So no rank bonus, no banner, you get nothing because this unit is out of combat. So none of that stuff counts toward your combat res. Only the wounds caused because they had to kill people to get out of combat. So if that ever comes up in a multi-unit combat, now you know. You heard it from Kaz. You can look it up in the book. That's the way it's played. So he does pass his reform test and faces Papa Nurgle. So that's going to set him up for a nice little flank charge with the remaining Iron Gut unit he has here. So we'll see how it plays out. The Beast obviously killed the Saber Tusk and reform. So turn 4 Slayers. Yeah, he takes that Iron Gut unit in, just shuffles this unit around. I'm still okay with this. Papa Nurgle is hard as nails, and you know, he's definitely going to be doing wounds. It's just a matter of, you know, how many can he do to me before it's all said and done. So after combat, I do take another wound. I kill some more Man-Eaters. I think I actually lost this combat by 2 because of the charge in the flank. But I'm leadership 9, and I rolled a 7, so I didn't take any additional wounds. Shooting his Iron Blaster takes off another Plague Bearer, or a Beast of Nurgle, which is huge. I really want these guys. I need them to help out in combat, and I would like to have as many as possible for when I do it. So turn 5 demons. Yeah, I didn't have a picture before, but I do charge the Skull Cannon into his Iron Gut unit, and I kill that unit just down to the BSB who broke and died. Papa Nurgle, you know, whooped up on the Man-Eaters. They broke, lost the BSB, and my Skull Cannon, or Papa Nurgle, ran them down. Skull Cannon overran as such, and Papa Nurgle has 3 wounds on him. Turn 5 Slayers. Mike calls his shot. He is going to shoot Papa Nurgle and kill him. And he does. He gets the 3 wounds he needs to kill him. Oh, that's so brutal. Papa Nurgle, 550 points in a game that's going to come down to just a few points remaining. Yeah, that's brutal. I would have loved to just get him into the Iron Guts. I wish the overrun would have put me in, but it was not to be. Papa Nurgle goes down. I only have a Skull Cannon and 3 Beasts of Nurgle left. He takes his Slayer unit into the Iron Gut unit into the Skull Cannon. After combat, he kills the Skull Cannon. So we go into Demon's turn 6. I charge the Beast of Nurgle. I do a few wounds, but he still has the Crown of Command guy. I think he has like 1 or 2 wounds left. So he is stubborn on, what is it, an 8 for Ogres, and he passes. Oh, it was so close to just breaking that unit and running him down. That would have been so awesome. But it's not to be. So turn 6 Slayers, he brings his Iron Blaster into the flank of the Beast. He's going to be getting some impact hits. I think he only rolled a 1 for his impact hits, which really didn't help him too much. After combat, I do kill the Crown of Command guy, and there's 1 Iron Gut left with his Butcher, is level 4. He passes another break test and sticks around, and then we went to turn 7. I didn't know it until I was looking at the pictures. We fought another round. The rounds were going so quick because this is the only combat left, and we go to turn 7. It's just craziness. More blurry pictures. I don't know what that's showing. I guess nothing happened. There's even a picture of turn 6, which is not turn 6, it's turn 7. After combat, I killed his lord. I left one Iron Gut left with 1 wound on him, and the Iron Blaster sticks around. This combat, I think, was a tie. No one has a musician. So after 7 turns, we looked at what we had on the table, and he had 550 points left. I had 240 points left. In this tournament, there's no half points, a straight rule book. So he won by 310, and you need 300 for a win. So I'm thinking, damn, Mike, you won, you beat me, like it was so close. So then I said, how many standards did you have? And he was like, well, I had 3. I'm like, I only had 2. I'm like, did I get all the standards? And he was like, yeah. He's like, I guess you did, because you killed the standard from the Iron Gut unit, because the champion has to be the last one to be removed. So we recalculated, and the difference was 297 points, which made it a draw. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that just went to a draw. And now that I go back and see that we played 7 turns, just completely screws everything. I think that means, I mean, I have to look back at the pictures, but I think he had more points on the table than me, and it would have been a win for Mike. So Mike, if you watch this, in the tournament, we considered a draw. He got 1 bonus point for killing all of my rare units. So it was a 10-11 draw against the Dark Land Slayers. Mike, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, man, that we lost track of the turns. But I'll put this out here. If you want a rematch, send me an email, and let's get together and get this battle one more time. We'll see how it goes. With that all said, it was an absolutely awesome game. Mike is a great player. He's so strategic. He has an amazing army. Knows the game pretty well, and it was a pleasure to play him. And we really got at it. And there was a point in this game where it was like turn 3 or so, and I'm like, wow, I'm done. I'm crushed. There's no chance I'm gonna win this. Like, Mike is just sweeping me. And I stuck it out. I kept with it. The beasts were absolutely phenomenal against his Iron Gut unit. The 4-up regen is just so tough. If you don't have anything flaming to get that away and at least put me to a 5-up ward, the beasts can stick around. The beasts are nasty. They get a lot of it. They can get a lot of attacks. But going that extra turn, yeah. What can you say? That's how it goes. So it was a draw for the both of us. Should have been a win for Mike. You could protest it. But thanks guys for watching, and tune in for the next one.